This is the Stop Bending Over podcast, and no, this isn't a podcast about your lower back pain. This is a place for women to come together, work their shit out, get unstuck, love themselves completely, and live life the way you've always wanted. You want a better business, more income, and a kick-ass relationship? Well, you're in the right place, ladies. Buckle up. No more codependency. It's time to level your life up. I'm your host, Rita Marie Mendez, and this is the Stop Bending Over podcast. Align your life for radical success. Hi, and welcome to the Stop Bending Over podcast. Align your life for radical success. I'm your host, Rita Marie Mendez, and today's episode is called Clarity, Courage, and Confidence. So years ago, I had seen this brief clip of Oprah. Someone was interviewing her, and she was talking about success. And they basically were asking her what was the most common characteristic that she found gets people to where they want to go. And right when I heard her answer, I thought, oh man, she's so good. And she basically said, well, I'll tell you, most people don't know where they want to go. And I thought, bam, clarity, right? Step number one, clarity. The most important question is always, what do I want? What do I want? And so when we don't answer that, we're in a state of confusion. Even though inside, underneath all the confusion, we know exactly what we want. We're just afraid we might not get it. So we don't want to fail. We don't want to get sucked into something that might not happen or have people judge us, or we'll judge ourselves. And so we just don't move on it. And so we say, I don't really know. I'm not that creative, right? Here's the thing is, most people, a lot of people, I'll say, are going and being driven by what they think they should do. Money, parents, peers, family, spouses, partners, right? What other people say you should do. And then you carry that in your mind for a really long time till it becomes a belief, because a belief is nothing more than a thought that you've thought over and over and over to the point where you believe that it's true. This is how we hypnotize ourselves in a story. Whether it's true or not is a whole nother story. And I'll tell you, most of the stories that come into my coaching practice that people have are not true 100% of the time. So, I mean, not that 100% of stories aren't true, just the stories that come in, and especially around this topic today. So really, in order to have what we say we want, in order to create a vision for ourselves, we need clarity. Step number one, clarity. Really, it's about being clear and having that clarity. What do I want? Right? I get a lot of people coming to my groups or workshops, and then they'll say, well, but I don't know what I want. I say bullshit, because really, I know what I want. Sometimes I might just be too afraid to step in and ask for it or get it, right? Because there needs to be an ask, or there is an ask when we want something. Because a want means I don't have it. There's a desire for it. So I say bullshit when people say, I don't really know what I want, because either they're afraid they won't get it, or they've buried it so fucking deep under all the shoulds and the judgments and the potential perceived failures and fears that they don't even remember what lights them up anymore. So that's like a walking in a zombie state. And then they show up and they'll say, well, I don't know. I'm confused. I'm not creative. What? You're not creative. You're divine. You're unstoppable. You're amazing. What are you talking about, not creative? You're a literal genius. You're part of the fabric of the divine. You're not a zombie. You're a genius. You have your own superpowers, your own unique sense of your own gifts and talents, your own unique sense of your secret sauce. So stop it. Please believe in yourself. I do. Life is too short to do this to your precious, sweet soul. So any of you out there right now that have something that you've been wanting to create and you've talked yourselves out of it, or you've put it on the back burner forever, maybe it's writing the book, creating the business, transforming your body, starting a podcast, moving to that city, calling in that relationship, whatever it is, I want you to grant yourself permission to have it, to feel it and to have it. So I want you to think of yourself as a sweet little 7-year-old. Would you let her talk to herself the way that you talk to yourself in your internal dialogue and monologue? No, I'm sure you wouldn't. So don't do it to you. You deserve better than that. So this goes to my next piece, which is conditioning. So the mind gets stuck in a story loop, and I'm here to help you get unstuck. That's what this podcast is all about, supporting you to live your best fucking life, man. I want that so badly for you guys. The most important question you can ever ask yourself is, what do I really want? And that might take some time to let that percolate, let it simmer, see what comes up. And you're like, maybe I thought I wanted that house by the lake, but actually, I don't know, there's mosquitoes. I don't really want that house. I just thought I did. So it's just clearing out the weeds, because we're not used to focusing on ourselves. We're used to, as women especially, we're used to focusing on other people, their needs, their wants, their complaints, their upsets, all of it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that's what we're doing a lot of the time. So this podcast and what I'm sharing with you today and what I'll share with you on every podcast, the energy rides on always you first. You first, because you're the one that goes out and gives and maybe overgives and does and shows up for people, clients, kids, spouses, family, friends, community, philanthropic endeavors. So this is about filling up your own tank, and so that you can overflow onto other people, right? So let's go back to our question. What's the most important question you can ever ask yourself? What do I really want? And the answer to that, once you get clear on what you want, and it doesn't need to be perfect, and you don't need to try to figure out the cursed hows ahead of time, forget that. Put all that on the back burner. So once you get really clear on what you want, everything you do, every choice you make, moves you in the direction of what you say your vision is. Do you get that? I'm going to say it again. Everything you do, every choice you make, moves you in the direction of what you say your vision is. And the reason I point out this little specific piece of what you say your vision is, because a lot of times as we have a vision or we get clear and we're like, yes, I want to buy that house, or yes, I'm ready to move into partnership with someone. So which would mean I'm going to start at square one. I'm going to start dating. Then we get afraid. Then the fear shows up. Well, can't afford that house. Maybe I don't have enough money to put the down payment on it. But what if I can't pay my mortgage? What if someone cheats on me? I've had that happen. What about, what if someone's a stalker and I don't like them and I can't get rid of them? So that's what happens, and that's how the mind, the story, let's go back to the story part. When I say they're not true, that's how the mind, the unconscious, keeps you what it thinks is safe. Because something familiar, which is the same thing you do over and over and over, your patterns, which are unconsciously driven, that's safety to the unconscious because it's conserving energy and it's familiar. And I'm here to tell you that familiarity is not safety. Familiarity does not equal safety. I mean, write that down if you have to, because that is the truth. It doesn't mean you're safe. It just means it's something that you've been doing for a long time. And when we want to create something new and have this clarity, right? The next step is always courage. This is the courage to step in. And when you do that, when you choose, because you're always choosing, get that, we're always choosing. Every moment of every day, we're choosing something. Do I want red wine? Do I want white wine? Do I need water right now? Is the light too bright? Is this happening? Is that happening? What should I do here? Always. The mind is very active. And so since it's very active, it starts to run you, and you're not even realizing that you're being run by unconscious programming of patterns. And when the patterns aren't taking you where you want to go, this is your point to stop, get clear on what you want to create, and course correct. So courage, when you step in and when you choose whatever it is that you want, the energy, the teachers, the money, the opportunities, they show up. Life rises up to meet you. This is providence moves when you choose. Making a decision means to cut off all else. When you actually decide, and deciding is different than a choice, a decision is like, I'm done. This is what's happening. I'm calling that in. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know that's happening for me. This is what I want. That is so fucking powerful. It is so powerful, ladies. That is your superpower, calling it and manifesting. You're a female. And well, unless you aren't. But I'm going to assume that who's listening is women. And we literally are made to create. We create life. Whether you have kids or not, that's the potential of our bodies. Literally, we come in to this human experience as part of the divine to keep populating this species. It's really cool. We forget how powerful just our physical bodies are. We don't have to do anything. And you're pregnant, that baby's coming. You don't have to do a thing. It's going to happen. Your body has intelligence. You are a superpower, literally. But so going back to courage, I got on a tangent because I get real excited about that kind of stuff, about how much power we actually have in these little physical bodies. So when you do that, right, the energies, the money, the opportunities, the mentors, they all show up. Life rises up to meet you. God puts that plank under the next foot. You don't have to see where you're going. The reason why most people have, I'll say, such chaotic lives, right, in the mind, is because they're living in chaos in their head, in the mind. So that's what happens. And the mind will keep us from being clear. The mind, that's the confusion. The mind will keep us from stepping in and asking for the raise, asking for what we want, asking for the sale, right? That's what it does. So as long as the mind has a lot of chaos, there's not going to be a lot of clarity. So we're going to pretend for this podcast that you're going to get some clarity about what you want to create. And as soon as you get clear, as soon as you get that download, write it down. And now your job is to get out of the drama and chaos of living in the drama triangle in your head, and things start to get even more clear, and you gain a little perspective. And so for those of you who don't know what the drama triangle is, I'm not going to go into the full explanation of it, but for my clients that are listening, you guys know this is my jam. It's what I love to coach on because it helps people shift. It gets them unstuck. So it is a model of dysfunctional, we'll call it social interactions. And it's like a power game. It's a triangle, but it's an upside down triangle to start off. And it has 3 roles, one on each point. It's an isosceles triangle for my math geeks, which I am. So it's a victim, a rescuer, or a bully, and a persecutor. And each role is a victim's role in the way of showing up, but it represents common and ineffective reactions to conflict. And the conflict can literally just be in your own mind about you, a story you've told yourself. And so the victim would be you, and you're saying maybe, oh, I can't do that. That's too hard. That money's never shows up for me. Money's hard to come by. So now money is the persecutor or the bully. It's bad. It doesn't like you. It's hard to get. Yeah. So this is the lack and scarcity of the drama triangle. You can be in lack and scarcity. A lot of people live in lack and scarcity thinking, which is the mind. And what happens is in the mind, you're the victim and the bully or the persecutor is quote unquote money, which seems funny because money it's just energy. We don't even, we have bills now, but before paper money was made or coins were made, it was like a chicken and a goat. It's always an energetic of an exchange. That's what money is. It's an energetic exchange between you and someone else, or you and a business, whatever, you and someone else. So the drama triangle, in order to rescue yourself from your own negative internal dialogue, this is how the drama triangle plays out. Money's over there as a bully, you're in the victim role, and then you have to do something to rescue yourself. So for everyone listening, what do you do to rescue yourself from your own negative Nancy internal dialogue? What do? You go drink wine, you go on a run, maybe you start an argument with someone. Maybe you just double down on yourself and say like, oh, man, you should have known better. You spent all that money and now that you've got more month than money and look, you've done it again. So now that just solidifies your role in all 3 spots. And you haven't even left your house. You're literally in your head. This is what I'm talking about. This is the drama and chaos in the head, in the mind. This right here keeps us from what we want. Keeps us confused. It keeps us stuck. It keeps us in lack. It keeps us in scarcity. And it keeps us living in like I said, that walking sort of zombie stage. It's like going through the motions. Here I go again. That sucks. No one loves that. That is not the energetic that you were born to come in and experience, unless that's what you want. I don't think that's what most people want. I think they just don't know how to get out of it. So moving from the drama triangle to an empowered and growth-oriented way of being, this is a real thing. This is what I coach on. It takes work. You really have to want to be better for yourself, learn to love yourself completely, and you have to have that fire in your belly that says, no more fucking drama and chaos in my life. I'm a drama queen, and I'm giving it my title. I had to give it up many times. I still wear it sometimes because I like drama. I mean, not the bad drama, like real drama. Dramatic. I love performing. But, and let me go back to that before I get sidetracked, because I can get sidetracked. So I'm a drama queen, and I'm going to give up my title. And you're declaring this to you. The most important person on the planet is you, because you take you wherever you go. Remember that you're the common denominator in every relationship, every situation. So when you're living in the drama triangle in your head, even if it's just about this one thing for yourself, we'll say it's money, which was mine in the past. It was I don't know, my soul came in to heal an old money wound. And so when you go outside and you go to the grocery store, you go to work, or you're talking to a client, that programming is running in the background, whether you know it or not. That's called our unconscious conditioning and program. So when you consciously state, I'm giving up, no more fucking drama, I'm a drama queen, and I'm giving up my title, I want more for myself and my life, what did you just do? You claimed something. You decided. Providence moves. You got clear. Again, clarity. You just got clear. No more. I'm done. Right? Not with a podcast. I mean, I was acting about this, about the drama triangle. I'm laughing. So then you can ask yourself, this is all to you. How do I do this? How do I get out? What happens is that when you do that, watch the teachers, the mentors, the information, this podcast, some book at the bookstore falls on your toe. It all magically shows up for you. When you step into this way of being, it's called manifestation magic. It's magic because when you get clear, literally the ground moves so that every step you take takes you closer and closer to what you want. That's why clarity is always step number one. And I wouldn't be able to have this show, Clarity, Courage, and Confidence today, this episode, without speaking about the drama triangle, because that internal, that chaos and drama keeps us from being clear. So maybe I should have named it DT, drama triangle, and then a big circle around it, and then an X through it. So that piece, right? Now you've got some manifestation magic. You've claimed, hey, I'm done. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but this is what's going to happen. So this is about getting out of the roles of the rescuer, right? Most women are rescuers. That's what I've found in my coaching that I coach. So you're going to get out of the drama triangle. And just remember, any of the roles you're in, they're all a role of victimhood. In the thinking, it's complaining, it's blaming, it's justifying, excuse making, circumstances, politics, you name it. We find things to be the bully and the persecutor. Another person, it can be a circumstance. So when you are ready to move out of those roles, rescuing, victim mentality, and persecutor or bully, then it's time to take 100% responsibility for everything in your life and commit to change and growth and expansion, not contraction, not excuse making, especially not blaming. Every single time you're blaming someone, you are in the drama triangle. I just blew your mind. So now you'll never be able to blame someone without thinking of this episode, and you're going to be mad because it's going to happen a lot. Because in the beginning, when you're moving out of that, you realize how many people, places, things, circumstances, experience you're blaming for your own results. So I will say this, your results are the proof of your commitments. I'll say it again. Your results are the proof of your commitments, meaning what you're committed to. So when we're committed to lack and scarcity, we'll have that. When we're committed to complaining, we'll have a lot of drama and chaos. When we're committed to a growth mindset, we'll have a lot of like-minded people around us because other people won't want to be around you because the conversation won't work for them. Drama triangle doesn't like empowered conversations. They're boring and they're triggering, so they don't like it. They're triggering. For us, the empowered side, it's boring. I don't want to talk to someone who's in their shit, in their mind. I mean, I coach people out of that because I love that. But I'm not just going to hang out with people that hang out there in their mind. It is not a good fit for me. That is boring to me. It's just boring. I don't want to do that. So for the people that are in it, they don't want to have a conversation with me because I'm triggering to them, because I'm like, that's not true. And I'm thinking it in my mind, but energy doesn't lie. They know I'm like not into it. They feel judged. I'm probably judging them. I'm a judger. We're all judgers. Okay, no more kidding. So going back, I told you I can get a little sideways. So choosing to take 100% responsibility for everything in your life and committing to change and growth, right? Not contraction, not excuse making, because that shit keeps you stuck, destined to keep repeating your patterns in the drama triangle, all the while saying you want something different. So there's audio. This is what I want. But you're doing something that is actually in contradiction to that. So audio doesn't match the video. That's what I call it. So you need to recognize when you're in your own pattern, because here's the thing is, this is how intelligent we are. Our unconscious, the mind, knows what's up, and it will keep repeating the patterns. That's what it's good at. It's good at pattern recognition. It's good at programs. It's good at conserving energy, and patterns conserve energy. Like I said earlier, they're familiar, and the unconscious says, oh, familiar, pattern, conserve energy, safety. Remember, familiarity does not equal safety. So whatever season you're in right now, just know you're exactly where you are for a reason. There's no I should be somewhere else thoughts, because then you're just resisting what is, and that doesn't get you to where you want to go. It leads to frustration, upset, and a self-limiting and defeating mindset. So we have clarity, and then the courage shows up. And here's how the courage shows up when you decide. That's courage. That's step number 2. When you decide to step in and say, okay, I don't know about the drama triangle, but I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to look it up. You probably won't find a lot on it. I'm writing a book on it, so that won't be out till next year. So when you do that, when you choose in, and when you say, I'm stepping in, even though I don't know, even though I'm afraid, it might be messy, that courage is what sets you on the trajectory to have what you say you want, to have that vision, to have it show up, to start moving towards that. So whatever season you're in, like I said, just know you're exactly there for a reason. There's, how do I say it? When you're resisting what is, because you're upset that you're in that situation. Let's say your money is super tight and you don't like it. I want you to take stock of how you got there, not to shame yourself and wag your finger and put yourself in the drama triangle. You're so bad, blah, blah, blah. You should have known better, all the shoulds. Stop shitting on yourself. And I want you to just accept this is where you are, because that's the truth. The reality is that is where you are. You can still be frustrated. And what I want you to do with the frustrated energy is use that as fuel to get yourself into action. You can be frustrated. You can be angry. You know what I like about frustration and anger? They're above depression and learned helplessness and hopelessness, because it moves energy. You get to utilize it, not in a negative way, because they're not negative emotions. They're just emotions. But you get to use that to propel yourself forward out of the upset and out of the self-limiting and defeating mindset. So you accept what's happening in your life. You don't have to like it, like I said. And then you start moving towards the way of the growth-oriented, empowered mindset and belief system, which is like, man, this world is out to improve me. Look at these challenges that I get to overcome and learn and use my insight and experience and wisdom to make myself go even further, to lift myself up and other people. Man, I'm on fire. So do you see just that little tweak? Now you've got clarity. You moved with courage. And here's the thing about confidence, because, right, this is called clarity, courage, and confidence. Everyone wants, not everyone, I'm making these sweeping accusations. They're not generalizations. I'm just saying what I've seen over the last 10 plus years, coaching hundreds and hundreds of people for thousands of hours, is that we want a sure thing. We want the easy button. We want confidence first, and we want certainty. Like, tell me that it's going to work out, Rita, then I'll do it. That's not how it works, ever. Did you ever have anything you got confident and then you did it, then it was all great? No. Confidence comes after you step in. Courage first, man. Courage. You step in, it's messy, you trip, you fall, you stand up, you walk a little bit further, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not dead. The fear was unfounded. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared. Yes, I'm unsure of myself. And then I take a few more steps. Oh, I'm a little more confident. That's how we build confidence. It's how we build esteem for ourselves, is that we step in even when we're unsure, especially when we're unsure and afraid. So this acceptance, when you do that, when you step in with courage, you're accepting your world, your reality. Not saying that you have to like it. Remember that. You're accepting it like, wow, no judgment. This is where I'm at. And now I'm ready to go someplace different. Now you can choose an action that's in alignment with what you want. From that place, that's cool. Poof, the world starts to move and you start getting some results that you can use as feedback. I did these 3 things. Okay. For 2 weeks, only one worked. All right, let me do more of that, less of the other. And then another opportunity shows up now. Now you have another choice to step in or withdraw, either one, right? And you're like, no, I got to remind myself. I'm minding myself. That's what to remind means. It means I'm reminding, I'm giving myself a new mind. I'm reprogramming the unconscious part of me that likes familiar. It has no discernment of whether familiar is going to take me to $1 million or bankrupt. It does not have that. I do. So I remind myself, no, I'm stepping in, even though I'm afraid, even though I'm a little unsure. I'm stepping in with courage, stepping in saying yes. It's a bit messy, and I keep moving forward, and I course correct along the way towards what I want. Now the confidence just keeps showing up. Man, I got this. I can do this. I'm starting to feel myself, and I like this. I like the success. I like the money. I like the things. I like the results of my efforts. I like the proof of my commitments. Challenges? Yep, got those, and I can weather any storm. I got this because the confidence is there because I've already stepped in, and I've stepped in, and that river that I've stepped in, every time I step in that river, it's a different river. I'm different. Every time I step, the river's different, and so am I. It just means you can't really go backwards in life or in business because that river is not the same one you stepped in. It's a different one. Rocks have moved. The water has shifted things. I'm different. Everything is different. Trying to hold on to what was doesn't really work for us because divinely and humanly, this mixture of the creatures that we are meant to grow and expand. We're meant to want more, do more, have more. Anytime we're turning down the faucet on ourselves, we're turning our energy down because of shoulds or what other people think of, what we perceive as what other people think of us, what we think of ourselves or what we've been programmed to believe about ourselves. Here's what I'm going to say. I give you permission to live your life exactly how you want it. Fucking do it because life is too short for this shit. This is about you moving in the direction of what you want. I don't know how it's going to turn out, and neither do you. That's kind of the fun of it. Like excitement and fear are 2 sides of the same coin. And sometimes I think we're so used to being in fear, we can't recognize excitement. We think it's all fear, and it's not. The truth is, we need some of that to bring us that certainty and uncertainty, also 2 sides of the same coin. And we need that uncertainty, that bit of variety in our lives, variety to give us a little jolt, give us some energy, wake us up out of our sleep state, right? This is about really waking yourself up out of whatever lullaby, trance, hypnosis you've put yourself in when you haven't really been on fire for having what you want, whether that's a relationship, more money, a new job, a promotion, more clients, a business, a side hustle, whatever it is. And here's the thing, money is not bad. Talk about money and everyone gets all triggered. Why? Why are we triggered about money? What? Who doesn't like money? I don't know anyone because the more money you have, the more freedom that you create for yourself and for other people. A lot of people are running around with a story about money, just like all the other stories. So I want you to also think about that, getting clear on what you want to create when it comes to your money. It's really fun to manifest money because it's really easy because money is neutral. It is 100% neutral. We put all of our shit on all of our stories and our learned programming from whoever we grew up with. And, if you listened to the episode number 1, Meet Your Host, I kind of went into my money story, which was I grew up as a kid on welfare. Think about it. Kids don't choose the money situation in their home, but all of us were children at one point, and we got programming around money, what it meant, how hard it was or easy it was. Don't tell people we have a lot of money. Don't act like you have more than others, or the opposite, like don't let anyone know you don't have any money. And that could have just, for me, it wasn't that anyone told me anything about it. I just picked up on whatever energy was in the room. I've always been this channel for energy, even when I was a little kid. And I made it all mean something that I was very embarrassed about, like holy clothes or anything like that, because we wouldn't get new school clothes. And so, kids would tease and bully me. And so I knew it was a bad thing to not have it. That's all I knew. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted more of it because then I was convinced it would solve my problems. So money is not going to solve anyone's problems. And it can solve a lot of problems. It's just not from the place of lack or scarcity, thinking it's going to do all these things. It's just neutral. It's just an exchange of energy. So, right? Who doesn't like success and money and the things and all the results of my efforts like that? Learn to love acknowledging yourself for your wins, for what you want to create. You don't have to be braggadocious about it, or you can be, whatever. It's up to you. There's no wrong way. Money doesn't care if you are a good person or a bad person. I'll say that. And we're doing a whole money manifestation magic, vision board magic in December. So as soon as I know about that, I'll put that up on the website and in the show notes. So right now, let's go back to our confidence. It was our last piece of this 3: clarity, courage, and confidence. So we've stepped in, we've said yet, it's messy, we keep moving forward, we start to get some little successes. I like this, I like the money and the things, right? Challenges, yep, got those. But this is manifestation at its most simple. And all you have to do is choose. That's it. Just choose. Choose you. Choose what you want. You changed your mind, you want something different? Great. That's okay. We're always choosing to either step in on the field or not to play, to win, or to stay on the sidelines dreaming about what we want, but not actually doing anything about it. So this is your opportunity to step in today in your mind. Just make a choice, make a decision. What if there's been something that's been put on the back burner that you've really wanted to create? Every single week, I'll be giving you, tips and coaching you on different things, different topics. So, and if you like this topic and you want to hear more about it, please DM me at Rita Marie Mendez and let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you're stuck on. I love to support people. So my ask of you today is to choose what you're committed to just today. How about just break it down, something really simple. Just what are you committed to today? Maybe you're committed to having just a great day, talking to positive people. Why don't you ask the universe or God? I use that interchangeably, God and universe, because universe is where we live, and God is the universal intelligence of where we live. And so if it triggers you that I say God, well, you're going to get triggered because I'm going to say it. So back to maybe today that you just want to. So what I was going to say is you call something in. So sometimes when I first was kind of a manifestation newbie, I would ask for something to be shown to me that day to prove, quote unquote, that this manifestation stuff was real. And so I would ask for like a feather on the ground. I mean, I'd have to see a star. That was one of my, any kind of star, and then I would go outside and I'd forget about it, right? And I was like, okay, well, if this is true, God, then I'm going to need to see a star today, because you see what I was doing? I was unsure and I was looking for certainty. I needed something to be reflected back to me. So like some sign saying, yeah, Rita, you're on the right track. Go forward. And I'll never forget when I had first asked for that star. Of all places it shows up, I'm not sure where I was. I don't know where I lived at the time. But I remember being behind a car at the stoplight and just glancing down, and somebody had put a star sticker on their license plate. And I just started belly laughing. I thought, wow, okay, I guess it is real. And 100% it is. We're just energy. That's all there is. We're energetic beings. We're attracting or repelling constantly. And so when you relax and you do this and you choose to start learning about getting yourself into an empowered way of being and letting go of the drama and chaos in the mind, choosing clarity, stepping in with courage, building that confidence, what happens is energetically you're resonating at a different frequency. And resonance just means something's going to show up and resonate at the same frequency as you. And the higher frequency that you have, the higher the bigger potential you have for more things that you want that reside in that frequency to be magnetized to you. It can't help but show up. That's why I call it manifestation magic. It's magic. And this is the manifestation at its most simple, these 3 steps. Right? So my ask is for you to just choose one thing that you're committed to today. And if you would like a sign from the universe or God, ask for one. Hopefully you get one. It's pretty funny. I'm very open to that stuff. So you also have to be open. That's another prerequisite. So maybe you want to finally claim what you want in your relationship or at work or in your business or making more sales or whatever it is. I encourage you to get in the game of life. Have fun, try things out, go make a bunch of money or whatever it is that lights you up, right? So I hope this little solo episode was helpful and supports you today in all that you do. And I'm so, so grateful that you spend your precious time with me. I love that. Be blessed, beautiful ones, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much for joining me today. And remember, any links or websites that are mentioned in the show will always be in the show notes of each episode. And if we haven't connected yet, please come over and find me on Instagram at Rita Marie Mendez and send me a DM. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Tell me a little bit about yourself and ask me questions. I love questions. I'm here to support you in your growth and expansion. Thanks for tuning in. And if you love the show, follow, subscribe, and go ahead and give it a rating and review. 5 stars, of course. Till next time, beautiful ones, be blessed.